had some news which came in where the government is unlikely to pay the 40,000 crore fertilizer subsidy arrears this fiscal. To talk more about that, we have Mr. Mehan, the MD and Group CEO of Zuari Agro Chemicals, joining in on the phone line. Mr. Mehan, firstly, have you heard anything official from the government itself with regards to an unlikely payment of fertilizer arrears this fiscal?
See, we haven't heard any such news in the recent past. On the contrary, we had our annual fertilizer seminar of the Fertilizer Association of India, where the Honorable Minister had actually made a statement that he is in discussion with the Finance Minister to provide for this subsidy arrears in the current fiscal itself. So this news, we have not verified or heard it yet.
All right, even if this does come true, Mr. Mehan, is this something on expected lines? And also, what is the current update on your pending dues coming in from the government?
Yeah, in case, there are no further budgetary allocations made during the year, our industry's estimate is that by March end, there will be overdues of about 45,000 crores, which would be unpaid, which is higher by about 8 to 10,000 crores as compared to last year. So that's not a great news for the industry. As far as Zuari is concerned, we have currently around 1,250 crores or so as dues from the government. Out of that, 2 months we keep as current, and balance about 900 crores would be overdue.
Okay. So how has been the payment pattern till now, Mr. Mehan, for this financial year?
So far, it has been on time with a little bit of administrative delays, but by and large, so far the payments have been coming forth, and the bills of September now are being processed as far as the P&K fertilizer as well as urea is concerned. But after that, I think we are likely to run out of urea budget, and then maybe we will, another month or two, we will be running out of phosphate and potassic budget also.
So you think that you're going to face working capital constraints if in case the arrears are not paid in the coming months or weeks?
Yeah, that's a sort of issue that the industry has been facing for the last 3 to 4 years, where every year the arrears have been mounting and the government does not provide for additional subsidy budget, nor raises the selling price of urea, which is a major cause for this subsidy delays and under-provisioning of subsidies. So I think at some point government will have to, clear these dues, and that's what, our requests and follow-up with the government has always been.
All right. Mr. Mehan, also a word on your debt before we let you go, because your finance costs in the second quarter were up close to that 70 crore mark, weighed down on your bottom line as well. So could you give us an update on what the long-term and short-term debt stands on your books?
I think in case, we have no long-term debt on our book. It is all short-term debt, primarily working capital debt, and about 400 to 500 crores of investment that we made in MCSL shares, which is again, largely it should be through internal accruals. So that's basically it's all a short-term working capital debt that is sitting on our books. And that will come down substantially if in case the government were to pay subsidies on time. And this year, there was a little bit of pressure due to monsoon failures, etc. So, there was a little bit of inventory which got built up, but that is now getting corrected. I think in the next 60 days or so, we will see substantial reduction in our operating working capital. But subsidy dues is a cause of concern.
Okay. Just two quick questions then, Mr. Mehan, before we wrap up the conversation. How much is your capacity, how much are your plants running at in terms of capacity utilization, and the subsidy payment which is due from the government, you're expecting it whenever it does come through in cash?
Yeah, our capacity utilization rates are running, our P&K fertilizers are running at about 90% capacity utilization. Our urea facilities are running at 100% capacity utilization. And I think we hope to end the year with very good production levels, much better than what it was last year. But I think, the rupee depreciation and the subsidy dues and extra working capital is what I think are, primarily short-term in nature, but they are a concern.
Okay. And when do you expect to hear from the government in terms of the arrears?
Well, see, we were actually this news that you gave me is a bit of a dampener because we were very enthused with our, minister's,